all the route combinations the offense does, but offensive line, defensive line, there's only so much you can do in these. So, but it's been good. We've been cleaning up some of the stuff from last year that we felt we could improve on, and some of the scheme and stuff like that. So it's been good.
You talk about a couple of the guys that play behind you, DeMarcus Dobbs, Tuvaco. I mean, have you seen the progress from them from last year?
I mean, I think a few, especially Will, Dobbs, Ricky. I think those guys could start on a lot of teams, and anytime you have depth like that on your team is a good thing. And I mean, that's one thing we got going for us right now.
Dobbs had such a strong preseason last year. What did he need to work on this year to kind of build on his rookie season?
I mean, I think with any young guy, just understand how the offense is attacking you, when you can take your chances inside of a defense and things like that to make you a little bit more productive. And, he's been all ears along with all those other guys, and, they're going to be really good players.
Do you hate coming off the field?
I mean, I've just always been a guy that's likes to get into a rhythm, get the feel of it. I mean, old linemen don't come off, right? So there you go.
Very few linemen played as much as you did. Could you be even better if you had fewer snaps in the course of the game? Or
I mean, I don't know. I'm really not trying to find out. So I figure I've been doing that way 11 years. What's a couple more, So.
Does that help you that in the sense that you're going against the same guy the whole game, and by the end of the game you're setting him up and you've worn down on him a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I just always figured if they're out there, you can be out there. I mean, they're not turning and run to the ball and things like that, but, I don't think it's that big of a factor, personally.
Being around here in the past and then this year, is there a different mindset in that locker room about this offseason?
Well, I think the mindset, that I've kind of been spreading a little bit to the guys is, your team isn't always stacked forever. With free agency, the way drafts are set up, if you have successful seasons, you get the lower end of the draft. You have certain windows. And, you don't want to get into, is this our window? Do we have 2 years, 3 years? I wouldn't say that. But I know with some of the guys that we have and with free agency and things like that, we're not going to be able to keep this team together forever. And even age-wise, the whole team won't be the same. So I'm kind of stressing, let's go about this in a way that we're kind of focused. We're not building. Let's do it this year and then see what happens next year. Take it a year-by-year approach. And, I think this year, if we feel that put everything together and work the way that we need to work, hopefully we can accomplish our goal.
Was that sort of fueled by the fact that the front office brought back the entire defense?
Well, I think they won't tell you they feel the same way, but, I think they do feel the same way that, let's go out and let's try to hammer this thing home. And, that's kind of our goal, and it's 31 other teams' goal as well. So it's going to be a tough one to achieve, but we feel like we got the right team to do it.
Just in that same vein, how do you see the atmosphere and expectations around here change since this time last year?
I mean, last year we were just new coaching staff. They never met us. We never met them. We didn't know what type of scheme they were really going to run. You get into it. You're a year along. You're speaking the same language. You're not sitting there and being like, what do you call this? We used to call it this. Now what do you call that? So I think we should just be that much farther ahead, and still it's not cumulative. You got to start all the way back over and do it from game one.
Do you take vacation time?
Not really. I mean, I figure, in a couple of years, before I find what else I'm going to do, I'll take some time then. Get an RV or something. Why not?
When you talk about
what are your plans for time out when you have time out before training camp?
I mean, there's going to be a pretty big group of us around here. May go back to Missouri for a little bit, but not very long.
You talk about windows. I mean, do you think about your own window and
Sure.
where you are in your career?
Yeah, I figure I got 3 more good years in me, 4 more good years. I mean, I don't want to be the guy that comes third down guy, plays 17. I don't want to do that. So, I'm figuring, let's go. Time is of the essence for me personally. Not everybody else. We have a young defense, but I think everybody feels the urgency, and we got the guys right now, and let's not wait.
a couple more guys?
Has your off-season work regimen increased as you've gotten older, or have you always been sort of this?
I'd say pretty much like this, you know. But you know, we've got a good group here. Guys compete against each other. You know, we have front seven pretty much works out together quite a bit, and some of the strongest guys in the NFL with Isaac and Ray and Dobbs, and some of these got Ricky Jean. I mean, just freaky strong. So you kind of compete against all those guys. It makes you better, and you know, try to feed off it while we have it.
Nick was talking yesterday about how it always helps when your best players are your hardest workers. He was talking about you. Do you feel like other teammates are watching how you go about your business?
I mean, this is a unique locker room. You don't really have the gigantic egos. You know, some of the best players in there are the most down-to-earth guys, solid guys, just trying to play football. And, you know, Randy had all these, you know, what's he like? He's been one of the coolest guys, hardest working guys I've ever met. And media-wise, that wasn't the perception that he had. So it just goes to show the type of guys that they're bringing in and the locker room that's in there.
Justin, as you alluded to earlier, there was uncertainty entering the summer last year. Do you feel like a legitimate Super Bowl contender entering the summer this year? I mean, that's fair to say about the team, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's our goal. You know, 31 other teams have that goal. You know, if they necessarily believe it or not. You know, I've said that before in off seasons, but then yeah. But you know, that's our goal and that's our mindset, and that's what we want to accomplish. And like I said, they're not just going to give us a W for walking out there. We're going to get everybody's best game this year, and we're going to have to play even better than we did last year to have same success. And we know that, and we're prepared to go in and try to do that.